for the Cleveland Browns. As it stands right now, he is still not signed. He is still not with the team, and I'm curious how what happened in Florida from the legal side impacts his current situation with the Browns.
I would believe that this would clear the way for him to.
Jason, put your mic on.
It is on.
Don't you dare tell me we're having audio issues.
It's on.
Don't you dare tell me we're having audio issues right now.
Can you hear me now? Are we good? Hello?
I'm so sorry. I'm ready to kill
it.
it.
Mike, you're good. G, give me a mic then.
G Bush in the building. Is that good? We good? All right.
I'm hearing you, G.
All right, cool.
It's just me. I'll talk into G's mic.
Yeah, get closer.
Can we bring
right here.
bring the fourth mic out?
So we'll continue.
This is embarrassing. I'm sorry.
We'll continue to talk.
So, G, what do you think about this Quinshon Judkins situation?
Listen, I think this opens the door for him to finally get back into the mix and at least get signed. I wouldn't be doing jumping jacks because we all know how the NFL works. There's always a two-track progress here. So, yes, the legal stuff looks like they're not going to, bring any charges or do things like that. But that doesn't necessarily acquit him of what the NFL is going to do in their investigation. So we've seen this kind of with Deshaun Watson. He's settled the cases outside of it, but yet and still the NFL came back and he eventually got an 11-game suspension. So I look at it as something where now I think the Browns will be able to start contract negotiations and we'll see where that leads. But I think what ends up eventually happening is the league will start to look at it if they have not already been investigating or coming up with their information from the whole process. And then, they're going to still handle him as the NFL does in-house, and they'll do their own investigation, McNuggets.
You look at the Mike Hall situation last year. Those charges were dropped. He still got suspended a few games. Deshaun Watson never got charged officially, never criminally indicted. And he obviously got suspended 6 games, then 11 games. So just because Florida and Broward County and the state attorney's office isn't going forward in their criminal investigation, it does not take Quinshon Judkins off the hook from potential punishment from the NFL. There's kind of a standard and a precedent set that if the NFL has a less burden of proof, they can still make a suspension. Jason, I think that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, the NFL can still do whatever it wants to do, and the NFL can still. The NFL isn't tied to the U.S. Constitution and the laws that we have in place. They can sort of make it up as they go along, and if they feel like something happened, they can still suspend them.
I do think, regardless, the fact that there is not going to be further legal action taken against Quinshon expedites the process to get him back into the building, because Cleveland said we weren't going to sign him. We're not going to touch this situation until his legal issues were resolved. Now at least that half of it's resolved. They can bring him in, I hope sooner rather than later, get him back acclimated into their training program, get him back acclimated into the playbook, because regardless of whether he gets suspended or not, whenever he does get on the field for the Cleveland Browns, I think we're all in agreement. He's going to be their workhorse. He's going to be their bell cow back. And it's an offense that needs as much juice as it can possibly get.
What's the fallout from this? How quickly? I think there are some people moving around, and people that are kind of kind of tired of the, just the stories with domestic violence and just off the field issues. How long does this linger with fans? Is this something where he comes out, if he plays and he plays well, they're like, oh, what happened with that? Or is this something that that could stick with him for a longer period of time?
I mean, it always comes down to how well you play. How well you play is how quickly you're forgiven. It's not necessarily the way it should be, but that's just the reality of how it is. When you play well, nobody cares.
Listen, if another player had the allegations against Deshaun and they weren't a superstar quarterback at the time, they're not getting a $230 million contract. They're not getting traded for 3 first-round picks. They're probably never playing in the NFL again.
Yeah, the talent level is always going to put you in a position where, especially when you're the Cleveland Browns, where you're devoid of talent and you're trying to win. And that always gets me. Like, in regular jobs, you can find somebody in accounting. Regular jobs, hey, listen, you're working operations. Like, I could get somebody with that. But when you talk about the tippy top 1%, and my job is based on performance and what we do. It's very difficult for general managers and coaches not to say, well, listen, I want to put him on the field. I have to, because that's my standard. That's the burden that I have to be a coach or GM. So, it's disappointing sometimes to hear it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And had Deshaun played well, there wouldn't be nearly the vitriol against him.
Nope.
But had Cleveland gotten the Houston version, the healthy version, had he lived up to what the expectations were, there wouldn't be nearly the amount of animosity against him as what there is now.
We got to get to a lot of stuff and not a lot of time today, so we're going to move on after I ask you guys this question. Quinshon still not signed by the Monday of the first actual week of the season, so the Monday after Labor Day. Will Quinshon have signed his contract and be in the building with the Browns, yes or no?
By Labor Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, this clears the path. I also think that he'll have some sort of suspension by Labor Day as well. As soon as he signs the deal, I think the league will start to move the wheels on that a little bit.